San Joaquin County veterans and families remember our World War II veterans and specific battles, such as Iwo Jima. Today, we reflect on their service and sacrifice. Stockton Army medic veteran John Cardona reflects on his Europe and Pacific theaters experience.
Served in the Philippines. Europe first, till we finished that. Then they sent me over to the Philippines. And I finished that one. I'm very proud. And I hope that all these youngsters will someday follow my footsteps. And if it doesn't, then we're still America. It's beautiful.
December 1941. The United States has entered World War II after the bombing of Pearl Harbor by the Japanese. Over the duration of World War II, from its start in 1939, 6 years passed. More than 50 million civilian and many more than 21 million military troops lost their lives. This includes 291,557 American troops. World War II was a global battle taking place in 4 theaters: Western Europe, the Eastern Front, North Africa, and the Pacific. Today, we pay tribute to those who fought in the Pacific Theater, especially those who were in the Battle of Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima is a small volcanic island, part of a group of islands, located south of Japan. The Imperial Japanese Navy had a garrison there before World War II began, and began building up defenses in 1944, forcing the evacuation of the civilian population in July of that year. All of this in anticipation of a potential American invasion, which began on the 19th of February, 1945. It took American troops 36 days to win control of the island on March 26, 1945, pitting 80,000 U.S. Marines against estimates of 20,000 Japanese soldiers who fought back from tunnels and bunkers cut into the island. Called the bloodiest battle in Marine Corps history, just under 6,000 Marines died, killed in action, dying of wounds after the battle, or missing in action, presumed dead. Total U.S. casualties numbered about 28,000. More than 881 Navy and 9 Army lost their lives supporting the Marines. Of the approximately 20,000 Japanese defending the island, around 18,000 were killed. 1,083 were captured in the main battle and subsequent operations. The last 2 Japanese soldiers surrendered in 1949, 4 years after the end of the war. Of note, the most iconic photograph ever taken in a war zone was shot by Associated Press's Joe Rosenthal of Marines raising the flag at the top of Mount Suribachi. 27 Medals of Honor were awarded for this single battle, more than any other in U.S. history.
Well, if you were young as I am, it would be all right.
Yeah, but I ain't as young as you are. Wish I were.
Major William Bill White and Corporal Frank Wright were there. Their careers took them on different paths to Iwo Jima. Corporal Frank Wright, born in Arkansas, 1925, island hopped all over the Pacific and South Pacific areas. After initial training in San Diego, California, and a short assignment at Tongue Point, Oregon, it was back to San Diego for training in the first ever Marine Special Forces, Raiders. Then he was off to the islands of New Hebrides, Guadalcanal, New Georgia, back to Guadalcanal, New Caledonia, New Zealand, back to Guadalcanal, Guam, Iwo Jima, last was Saipan. Frank returned to the states of Hawaii, California, and South Carolina for final assignments. finishing as a drill instructor January 21, 1946. William White, known as Bill, also did some wandering around the States and in the Pacific. Born in 1915 in Long Beach, California, he enlisted in the Marines in 1934 and attended boot camp in San Diego. First stop after boot camp was Hawaii, then off to Shanghai, China, then back to Los Angeles. War broke out. Bill served in Hawaii, on Iwo Jima, and then back in California. Post-war, he continued his Marine travels. Hawaii, then to Washington, D.C., over to Korea, back to California, and then Okinawa. Due to illness, he returned back to California to be with his dying wife, and then retired from the Marines in 1964. Not done with serving, Bill became a member of the Huntington Beach Police Department for 17 years. Huntington Beach Police Officer William Thompson reflects on his experience with Officer Bill White. I was an explorer while Officer White was in charge of the Explorer Post. I retired as a police sergeant. Rest in peace, sir. Your teachings are still with me today. An excerpt from a long note that retired Officer John Borges sent me. Although I knew Bill as a member of the department, my relationship with him became closer when I volunteered for and was accepted by Officer White and Officer J.B. Hume as an advisor for our Explorer Post. Frank Wright returned to private business, but shared his time with organizations and special events.
When I first got out of the Marine Corps, I had PTSD on it, and I did not talk about it. I didn't talk about the services or the war to my children. And this gave me the opportunity to get it out of my mind and get it out of my brain as to what I had gone through. They asked me to put something down on paper so they would have it. So I wrote this book, Battles in the Pacific, to help my children understand what I did during the war and to represent the United States Marine Corps, hoping that they'd never have to participate in anything of that nature. And I asked at that time for the veterans to try to put it on paper in order to help them get through their situation that they have had with PTSD. By putting it down on paper, it helped me a lot, and with the support of the Stockton Marine Corps Club on it and their activities, it's helped me all the way.
Stories, such as those told by Major Bill White and Corporal Frank Wright and many others, remind us of the sacrifices by those who are gone and those who live to tell about them. Stories about battles lost and won. Stories that build and continue to build on the foundation of our great nation.
Hello, this is Congressman Jerry McNerney. Today, we commemorate the anniversary of the Battle of Iwo Jima, remembering those who fought and served in this fight, as well as those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to defend our nation.
Hello, I'm County Supervisor Tom Patty. Today we recognize our World War II veterans along with those who bravely fought in the 5-week Battle of Iwo Jima in early 1945. From the island hoppers in the Pacific to those who fought in the European theater, you kept our nation and the world free from tyranny. America lost nearly 300,000 troops, with many more returning home with the scars of war. The black sand beaches of Iwo Jima was the bloodiest battle in Marine Corps history, taking Mount Suribachi with the embedded bunkers and pillboxes, which produced the iconic flag-raising photograph. We lost nearly 7,000 service members in that operation alone. To the greatest generation, we thank you.
Hi, I'm Robert Rickman, San Joaquin County Supervisor representing District 5. Recently, we lost a hero, Major Bill White, United States Marine Corps. Major White, you earned your way home. You will be missed, but never forgotten. Major White was a combat veteran who served during World War II, including at the Battle of Iwo Jima. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, millions of men enlisted to defend and fight for their country. In their absence, women rose to the occasion to support their country and their families by working in factories and the war effort here at home. We recall and we will never forget their courage and their sacrifices.
My name is Vaughn Gates. I'm the current commander of the American Legion Post, James McDermott, Post 172. These men and women are known as the greatest generation. I am honored to take this moment to recognize and celebrate Americans like Major Bill White, Corporal Frank Wright, John Serpa, Ted Salisbury, Chuck Tatum, and the many others that served and sacrificed at home and abroad to secure our American freedom. As Americans, we shall never forget.
God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Hey everybody, Congressman Josh Harder here. There's nothing more meaningful to me than spending time with our heroic veterans. So thank you so much to Stockton American Legion for inviting me to speak here today at your World War II and Iwo Jima Tribute event. And thank you to all of the veterans in the room for your service. I'll never forget the stories of service and sacrifice I heard growing up. Both of my grandfathers, one of my great uncles served in uniform in World War II. They defused bombs at the beach of Normandy. They toured the South Pacific defending our freedom. One of them even met Gandhi while he was stationed in Burma. So though I'll never be able to fully repay them or you for all of the sacrifices you made for our country, I sure as heck am going to keep fighting to make sure that you have the resources, the benefits that you deserve, including the best healthcare, the best support of the VA, and more good-paying job opportunities for folks transitioning from the service every day here in the Valley. Thank you so much for all you're doing, and I hope you have a great day.
Hi, I'm Liz Blanchard, widow of Joe Blanchard, proud colonel of the U.S. Marine who served in the Pacific War, World War II. And I also want to thank all the Marines who have served away from home to protect our freedom. I also thank the families for their sacrifices. And you know what? The Marines today stand on the giant shoulders of all the Marines who have served us in the past. God bless all the Marines, all the military, and hoorah!
Hooray! Semper Fi.